Thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. Judd Zulgad here. Now, I'm in my hotel room right now, as you can probably tell, but I promise you that earlier this evening, it's actually Friday morning now, well, Thursday night, I was in Scott Trade Center where the Wild beat the Blues 4-2 in their first round playoff game, game one of that series. So the Wild has the lead. Get this is the ninth playoff series in Wild history. They hadn't won an opening game of a playoff series, I don't care the round, since their very first playoff series in 2003 against Colorado. If you go back through the history after that, 7 consecutive series that the Wild had lost the opening game. That streak finally ends tonight, and it ends, in my opinion, in impressive fashion. This 4-2 win for the Wild. The tempo was set for this game, and keep in mind, it's an 8:30 start. So Scott Trade Center, the fans were tuned up. This was a day of drinking. They were ready to go. But the tempo for this game was set 2:47, 2 minutes 47 seconds into this game. Jason Zucker, who's been playing just fantastic since coming back from the broken collarbone earlier this month, scores the first goal of the game. Guess what he does? When rookie Jake Allen lets that goal in, it silences the crowd. Now, it didn't take them out of the game entirely, but it definitely got them to sit down and shut up. And there's nothing that you want more when you're on the road, especially in a playoff series, than to silence the home crowd, because that starts to impact the home team a little bit. And in fact, by the third period of this game, with the Wild up 2-0, guess what? The home crowd was booing the Blues. Now, the Blues rallied after that, played better, got within one a couple of times. Nonetheless, Zucker sets the tempo. Overall, the really impressive thing about this game to me, especially first two periods, the Wild played its game and it didn't give a darn what the Blues did. The Blues want to play physical, the Blues want to beat you up, and the Blues want to frustrate you into doing something dumb. The Blues tried to do that. The Wild didn't bite. Impressive. Perfect example. Chris Stewart, I believe second period, gets hit by Steve Ott, knocks him down. Not a dirty hit, but a tough hit. This is ordinarily type of play. A big winger like Chris Stewart's going to get back up and possibly fight Ott, but if he doesn't fight him, he's going to go after him in some way, shape, or form. He didn't do it. He looked at Ott, might have said something like, check out the scoreboard, but he skated away. And if the Wild is willing not to engage in the Blues game, and they're willing to play their game, which is they want to skate. The Wild wants to play a speed game. Mike Yo said that after the game tonight. Their game is to play a speed game. If they can basically not even dictate to the Blues what the Blues do, but if they can just let the Blues go off in their little own corner and play their own physical game and do dumb things, and the Wild can skate circles around them, guess what? Big advantage for the Wild. Now, here is the interesting thing as I flip my stat sheets over on tonight's game. A couple things jumped off the page at you. Number one, block shots. Block shots are a huge deal in hockey today, and when you get to the postseason, they are an enormous deal. The Wild blocked 20 Blues shots tonight. Devin Dubnyk says, thank you very much. Dubnyk still played well, but Marco Scandella blocked 3. Jared Spurgeon blocked 5. Ryan Suter blocked 3. You got guys willing to sacrifice their bodies to go down in front of shots and block those shots. I counted it up. 10 players blocked 20 shots. That's a huge deal. The other interesting stat on this as well is hits. The Wild in this game credited with 25 hits, the Blues 22. So the Blues want to play a game where they beat you up and play physical, but actually tonight in game one, the Wild had 3 more hits than the Blues, which indicates to me that the Wild played a very good game. They played a smart game. They played a speed game, and something else as well. They slowed down the Tarasenko line. Vladimir Tarasenko had 37 goals. Alexander Steen had 24. That's a high-flying line. Now, Steen accounted for a goal late in this game, which actually came after Granlund had scored an empty net goal to give the Wild a 2-goal lead back, and then Steen scored. And then Jason Pominville scored the Wild's second empty net goal of the game to make the final score 4-2. But through 2 periods, the Steen line with Tarasenko on it had 0 shots on goal. This is enormous. Because if you can frustrate a line like this, if you can get to a guy who scored 37 goals and let him know in game one that he's going to have to work his butt off to get whatever he can get, that's going to change the parameters of things quite a bit in the sense that it causes frustration. Here's what you want to do with the Blues. It's not that hard. The Blues' history is to have really good seasons, to get to the postseason, and choke. If this sounds familiar, Vikings fans, I'm sorry, but that's exactly what this is. So, you have Ken Hitchcock, the Blues coach, saying, I'm going to start Jake Allen over Brian Elliott in goal. Jake Allen's a rookie. Now, he didn't play bad tonight, but the issue was he gives up the goal to Jason Zucker. Zucker comes down the left wing side, takes a shot, and Jake Allen's way too far back in his net. Zucker gets the rebound, comes around the net, scores on the wraparound, and all of a sudden you got people saying, I wonder if you started the right goaltender. Then you got Tarasenko not getting a shot through 2 periods tonight, saying, this is tougher than I thought it would be. And then you got Ken Hitchcock tonight in the postgame, already having to answer the questions, what's going on here? So you've created doubt in the Blues' mind, and more importantly, you've watched the Blues play their game, you've let them play their game, and you played your game, and you wanted that game. And the score tonight, once again, 4-2, the Wild beats the Blues, a game 1 of this playoff series. Still think it's going to go a long ways. Still think the Wild is going to win it. Check out all our coverage. I've got a 5 Thoughts column. Thank you very much, Derek Wetmore. Jess Myers has a column posted. Dan Myers also contributing to our coverage at 1500ESPN.com. Check it all out as we are all over this Wild playoff run, which I'm confident will at least get to a second round. I'm Judd Zulgad. Thanks for coming once again to 1500ESPN.com. Hope you like the haircut. And now I'm going to shut this off, and I don't edit it, so you're going to see my finger, and goodbye.